Hi everybody, Ollie's recently discovered of my Nerf guns that I've recently reloaded. When we were living together we had a lot of bullets and then we eventually lost them, and he's recently discovered that I have bullets again. He doesn't really know how to work them. Okay, you shoot me one more time, we're having a duel. I'm warning you. I guess we're not having a duel then. yeah, that was fate.
Hello and welcome to NPCs of Wildemount reviewing Critical Role 2 episode 28, and I didn't look down at the paper this time. I made a very strong point.
Because you looked up just before when we butchered the intro just before. Why were you lying, dude?
We introduced... No, actually I did remember that one.
Okay.
I looked at it when I was watching it.
What's the name of the episode?
Oh, why do you do this?
No. It's called Within the Host.
That's what I said. I didn't hear it, obviously. It's clearly what I said.
Yeah, thank God we didn't have a camera in front of us that we recorded that entire conversation.
Well, they clearly just didn't hear it either, but it obviously happened. So we don't need to rewind and prove anyone wrong or anything like that, because it should just be fine.
Why do I do this show?
You have you're a gluttony for punishment, Dave.
Yeah.
So
I've got high pain tolerance.
That's more than we needed to know about you.
Yeah, ladies like it. Anyway.
I'm done. No, it's good. I'm out. No, I can't. I don't know what.
Let's actually review the episode.
Let's talk about Critical Role.
Yes, let's talk about Critical Role, episode 28, Into the Net. Oh, Within the Host, a Nest.
This has gone to shit.
Yeah.
Whack.
Yeah, normally it's like
takes a while, yeah.
Yeah. Or anyway, Kev and Neela return.
Yes,
so
Simile and Ashley.
Yes, so the two guest characters return, continuing on from last episode.
I gotta say, I'm falling in love with these one-shot characters, and I'm like, please don't.
I already fell in love with Ashley, but I've fallen in love with Neela by the end of the episode.
Yeah, in fact, a lot of people on Reddit had Neela as their MVP of the week. But it's not mine, but we'll get to it.
Really?
No.
I
think she deserves 100% props.
Mine was Phil.
Yeah.
More on that later.
Yeah. So we'll just go through the episode to give us some kind of framework as we review this episode.
As we do. So we're finding help for the assault on the Sour Nest, which is the Iron... Shepherds. Well, I blanked on that one. Iron Shepherd's kind of base of operations, their fortress, which they believe is where the other party members are being kept captive.
Yeah, they're fairly sure that beneath this trap door that they've been unable to scout past is the missing members and also Neela's family.
So they kind of try and work out which angle to go on. So the Grudge gangs, so they decided that possibly they could hire some members from the Grudge gang, which also operate as the police people. So
essentially, the Grudge gang is the overarching renegade mercenary group. Within them, there's a subset called the Taskers. Now, the Taskers are still against the crown and not part of the Empire, but not as renegade as the Grudge gang themselves. They're kind of a subgroup who operate within the law.
Yeah, they're kind of law and order. Because it seems like a very lawless town, and these guys enforce some kind of law.
It's that renegade justice Batman thing all over again.
So mini Batmans.
But we do get a lot of planning in this episode, and it's really, you can tell the mark of a group that's been playing for quite some time when they can listen to each other and take each other's advice on board and not argue over a plan, but evolve one together. It just shows that they've been playing it, for a while.
Was that a subtle dig at us?
No.
Oh, because they win none of those things.
So we had some really cool forum. There's been a lot of, especially like on the fan pages on the Facebooks, a lot of people like, how do I deal with a group that argues every time they plan? And I think it just comes down to time and knowing the characters.
And patience.
Time
and patience. So we also find out Neela basically can heal and buff. Yeah. That's why she is around, and that comes up very useful later on. It's kind of like she operates, even though she's a druid, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she operates very kind of like shaman kind of powers.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the way I kind of saw her. I saw her more as a shaman than a druid, even though shaman's technically not a class.
So in the core books, you've got Circle of the Land and Circle of the Moon. Circle of the Moon is the one that typically turns into beast form, like Keyleth.
Yeah.
Because they get huge bonuses to that. Circle of the Land, people don't do very very often, because it's essentially a druid spellcaster, but if you wanted to play a spellcaster, most people would go for wizard or sorcerer to get kind of more spells.
But Critical Role is more a character-based game, so they put more characterization and roleplay above actual kind of stats.
Yeah, so she's actually playing a Circle of the Shepherd Druid, which is one of the external classes outside the 3 core books of 5th Ed.
So instead of going for the grudge game kind of idea, they decided to find the crazy witch doctor resi person that they heard about a couple episodes ago that possibly may be able to help them res Molly.
And they also grab a whole lot of potions. Now, someone actually pointed out that at one point in the last couple of episodes, before Travis left, he had marked down 190 platinum as a reward instead of 19 platinum. So he actually ended up with a ton of cash. And that's why he was able to stock up on potions and the sword and the shield, which was magical. And then later, I think, they kind of realised it, and so the shield stats have been
Oh, really? I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
When was that revealed?
I read that on Reddit.
Ah. Is it true?
Yeah.
Why?
There was a person that...
How do you know this? Just because it's on Reddit doesn't make it true.
This week's crazy Reddit theory.
Crazy Reddit theory is just a random thing on Reddit.
I can send you the comment if you want. You could put it
I would like that.
Okay.
I'm very interested in seeing that.
Remind me to write it down.
I always get suspicious of things on Reddit, considering we use that for our own laughter. And
actually, this week I could not find a crazy Reddit theory. Everything was thought out and had logic behind it.
See, this is when you've been on Reddit too long, when it starts making sense.
Yeah, it's like
you've gone too far into the hole, mate.
It's a moo point. Anyway, yeah, we essentially have the plan and then the taking of the action to get there. I also made a note about sound effects versus the DM making noises. Now, in Critical Role, obviously they've got the soundtracks and stuff, which are fantastic. You can add like market noise or whatever. Pew pew. But all the pew pew stuff is Matt. He's kind of thing. And I just like, I wanted to see what you'd think. What do you prefer? Like being able to press a button on a computer or having the DM actually just
make... if the DM's good enough.
Right.
Like, if the DM can't do sound effects, like...
For a sheep.
Yeah, that was a sheep.
Walks in.
Yeah, exactly. Like an owl flies overhead. Boom, boom, boom.
Hey, we both did boom. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to know.
Was that a moment?
That was just a moment. Yep.
Anyway, so we'll continue on the episode, because that's what apparently we're doing here.
We should be.
We come upon some fence, so they're heading towards this witch doctor-esque kind of person that they're hearing about, and they find these 3 kind of boundaries that have been kind of worn away by the evils of the forest.
Yes. And I think Matt kind of goes, I think you can tell when he's improving a scene description and when he's planned it before. Because he still does beautiful, wonderful stuff, but you can just see the processing in his head sometimes when he's describing something.
So they come across like kind of a stone structure, you could say. And then the door kind of creaks open as they're kind of looking in it, and out steps Claudius Clay.
Tellson's new character.
Yes.
So I've got Cadicist.
I got Claudius. I think that's how he said it. Claudius.
I'm going for this. I'm going with Mr. Clay until I see another episode. Mr. Clay, until I see another episode and nail down the pronunciation, it's Mr. Clay.
So this is the Tellson's new character. And because Molly Mock obviously did pass away. Catch tomorrow when we release our Molly Mock special.
Yes, tribute to Molly Mock, the wonderful tiefling.
Yes.
Plug. So you know Thomas, obviously.
Do they?
Thomas is one of the players in Witnesses to Ruin, the returning live stream here on D20 Multiverse. He actually...
Plug!
Plug!
Yeah.
He totally trolled me. He was like, it was another episode without Taliesin. Apparently he was waiting the whole time to appear, but he never did. So I was like, I'm not... And then Taliesin sat down. I was like, you bastard!
That's a thing. I trolled you. Remember I trolled
you? did!
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember when I trolled... Because I trolled him on the episode that Taliesin dies, when I said, has it happened yet? And you're like, what? Has what happened yet? I'm like, then it hasn't happened yet.
And I was like, wait, whoa, you can't just say that. What happened? He's like, I can't tell you. I was like, you can't tell me that. Yeah. And I was on edge the whole episode going, oh my god, this is going to be something, Bo's going to fall down a well.
And 30 minutes before, because you told, I don't know if you told the story out loud, but 30 minutes before the episode was supposed to end.
You were like,
you went to bed, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, and so
then I was like,
you thought I was just messing with you the whole time.
Me, yeah. and then when I watched like the last half hour, because we were filming that day, so I'd say the last half to watch that day, I was like kicking back and had my feet up with a cigar, and I was just like, oh yeah, it's
a cigar.
I was just seeing things.
Come on.
A Cuban.
Maybe a chocolate cigar.
I was just going down the road in my Lamborghini with my Cuban. I was kicking back. I was like, oh sweet, and I was like, wait, what? Whoa, hey, wait, what? No, what are you? And then I got to you, and I was like, ah.
But now we've got Claudius.
It happened.
Claudius Clay, Mr. Clay.
The cleric, the grave cleric. Now, grave cleric is a sub-class from Unearthed Arcana. It's beautiful, and I'm definitely going to try. If any people come to me in my game and say, I want to play a cleric, I'm going to be like, grave cleric. They can do real cool stuff. From level 1, they can use the maximum to restore someone who's on 0 hit points rather than rolling dice. They just take the maximum, which is awesome. They've got abilities to detect undead, way more ramped up than just the spells and stuff. They kind of lore-wise sit between life and death, and they're kind of like, they don't want to prolong someone's mortal life longer than it's supposed to.
So like the gatekeeper.
Yes, exactly.
Gatekeeper to death.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, really cool class. If you want to check it out, it's an Unearthed Arcana. Not Arcana Unearthed, which is a completely separate thing. They just stole the name, basically.
Yeah. So, Taliesin's new Mr. Clay character is a Furlog.
Furbolg.
Furbolg? Is it Furbolg? Because they say it
Furbolg,
with different pronunciations. And I always think World of Warcraft as well.
Yeah.
So I call it Furblog.
So I've got Furbolg.
Oh, Bolg.
Yeah.
Anyway, 7 foot. 7 foot. And we're like 5'11". Well, you'll be 5'9".
I'm 174 centimetres. I don't know how tall I am in Imperial.
I should find out. I don't know. I
look over there like as if there was a way to do it.
Yeah. There's like a little height
over there.
Ironically, I don't know how much I am in
Get me about 177, 176.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And how tall are you?
174.
Ah.
Yeah.
I am more than 2 centimeters tall.
Alright, well, let's stand up. Come on. Back to back.
No. Let's just complete this, then we'll do the back.
Okay, we'll do it before the podcast, and then we can float on the podcast.
Anyhow, so we're introduced to Clay. He's a very kind of, why not kind of character.
Yeah, he's quite different to Molly.
Yeah,
Different.
So we're going to find out more about Clay going forward. It's going to be very, very interesting. But they do convince Clay to kind of go with them to help them. The reasoning was kind of, why not as well. It was very convenient.
It's D&D.
Yeah,
you know the
they had to force it, and I got it. I wasn't 100% happy with the reasoning, but they came.
Yeah,
he came.
So he's also got like green beetle armor, which Neela was like all over. She's like, oh my god, that's amazing. And I think we've got low intelligence, high wisdom.
Yeah.
With this character, so he'll be kind of groggish in the intelligence itself, but sage advice.
And you kind of seen that in the characterization already, so it'll be interesting to see how that develops.
I also see that Taliesin seems to be more, in my opinion, more at home role playing in Clay than he was in Molly. I think Molly he was a little bit detached. Because Molly's a bit of a grifter.
He's always got the smirk on now. Yeah, Taliesin's got that little smirk. Always got
it's that look. It's that look of he knows something.
Yeah, he's like
and stark pink hair, which is just cool.
Anyway, so they go back to the sour nest, and they decide not to go. I mean, they do debate about going to the Grudge Gang anyway, but they end up just going to the sour nest and essentially beginning their assault on the sour nest.
So, amazing use of a familiar. Caleb turns Frunkum into a spider,
which is becoming more and more his thing.
Yes,
like you're noticing Caleb is doing scouting more and more.
In my game, we have a shadow cat who is a flying cat essentially, and they kind of use that to scout. It's a bit harder because it's more detectable, but can fly, so it's useful. I'd also like to just say, because of the planning session that occurs right there, Caleb is my MVP of the week. He took charge in a way where he was just saying, look, here's an idea that I had, I think it's quite good. He didn't say my idea has to be taken or anything like that, but he really built a framework and got the group together.
I have to go Neela, mainly what happens later on.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll say this is Ollie's MVP. Yeah. Because I don't.
Sometimes we don't agree on them.
Yeah,
so I'll take Caleb.
I can't give it
He just and Reddit was talking about this as well. He just came into his own. We felt that he had a PSD fire moment at the end, and he overcame that. And
I can see the argument for it.
Yeah.
I just feel like one character is more impactful than the other.
Sure.
In terms of the narrative. I mean, in terms of the like
gameplay,
yeah, I'll give it to Caleb.
Sure, and I will concede that in terms of plot points and RP.
Should we say like narrative MVP? Should we start breaking these subclassing MVP? So we'll say
and just love NPCs.
Okay. We'll say gameplay MVP Caleb.
Sure.
Narrative MVP Neela.
Most improved.
This may not be a common thing because it's going to get way too complicated. We're going to get subclasses like
really convoluted. Yeah. So we could do a point system, like 2 points to Caleb for.
No, let's just move on from this debacle.
I'll write up an equation.
Anyway, so we get introduced to Phil, my favourite character of the entire episode.
It's hilarious because me and Julia have been playing Heroes Quest. You know Heroes Quest, obviously.
Yeah.
And we had an NPC called George, who was essentially the exact same thing as Phil, just someone that all the guards were talking about.
Just that gets made fun of. And he tries to shoot Frumpkin at one time as an owl. And he does 4 damage, and the owl doesn't go down. He's like, what the hell? And he just yells at his mate. And he's like, you suck.
Yeah. Shut up, dude.
Shut up, Phil.
It was so good.
Phil.
I hope Phil comes back.
No, he dies.
I know, but I hope he comes back.
As a corpse.
Now, they eventually get to an idea. And they're going to send Notten, the stealthy one, the goblin. All right.
Yeah, the stealthy one.
Yeah. Nat 1. Oh. Okay. Now, this was a cool moment that people were talking about. And it was the fact that as soon as Not got made, as soon as someone saw Not, Caleb, who was watching through Frumpkin, just went, vamp, let's go, and just charged in.
Yeah, so the initial plan was to kind of stealth in, be smart, kind of take out a few things. Not very good.
Trips over, knocks a whole lot of bottles, and lands in a clashing cymbal.
So that happens, and then they pretty much have to rush in and begin the assault. So Phil and another guard...
unnamed, doesn't matter. Phil's the man.
Unnamed, because they were waiting for the guards to change, and they were just chilling out in the dining area. They get attacked by the Mighty Nein.
Yeah.
And we also get one of the party of the Iron Shepherds. I believe their name was Wan, the Barbarian.
Yeah, the Barbarian. So back. Essentially, they've got a couple of...
What was...
I'm cosplaying as Phil.
Oh! You should have made that a little bit clearer.
This is what I imagine.
You just started putting and wearing depressed him with a hood on.
Yeah. I reckon this is what Phil looks like, so I'm doing a Phil.
And then the Mighty Nein comes and kills him initially.
Yeah. So I'll do like a homage to Phil. Then.
I feel bad for Phil.
Anyway.
I mean, first he dies and then he has to be interpreted by you. That's horrible.
Hey man, all the fucking physics is interpretation.
What? Physics is interpretation.
Well,
this is interpretation.
Interpretation of reality in the terms that the experimenter effect has different results if you're observing a particle than if you leave it unseen.
Why am I doing this show?
So, essentially, they all rush in, both fireworks, and creates a really good distraction. They take out a couple of the guards without too much hassle, and then the Barbarian comes up, and that's the big bad for this kind of encounter. I drool and salivate and fall off my chair at the Dwarven Forge mats, which Matt has little torches that actually flicker.
So when... is the Barbarian, and was known to, at least to Keg, as the more nicer one. But it didn't matter, he had Yash... Oh, she? They kept saying she, so she had Yashu's sword.
Of Dispel Magic. You hit someone with this, you lose whatever spell is in effect. Caleb hastes Keg, which I thought was a perfect use of buff the tank. But then tank gets hit, and the end of a haste spell, your body kind of catches up with all the exertion and just kind of, whoa.
Yeah. So that kind of caught up with him a couple of times, you could say.
Yes.
We also find out we've finally got a cleric that likes to heal.
Yes!
Clay likes to heal. I do not know how Laura's going to act.
Well, actually,
Yash is going to... Not Yash, it's like Jester is going to act.
The theory is, on the forums, is that Jester's going to take a step towards damage dealing and take it in kind of like a battle cleric and leave the healing to the Furbolg.
Interesting. And plus Taliesin and Laura are pretty close, so I'm pretty sure they might have had that kind of discussion too.
Yeah, probably. We also get the fantastic line that had me falling out of my chair laughing, which was roll for reach around, which I won't go into too much detail, but it was one of the funniest moments from CR2 in my opinion.
I'll just bring up one of our team meetings again. Anyway, so Caleb gets the how you want to do this.
Yes!
Good job, Caleb, and I guess that goes to the whole gameplay MVP, so that works. They do a bit of looting as well, so once they got the Barbarian down, at least that's one out of the Iron Shepherds out of the way. Clay does things with dead bodies, which seems going to be
that looks like a really
interesting thing. I mean, she cuts out tongues and eats them, and now Clay just mutilate bodies and makes stuff out and tea at them. So
as you do.
We're in the darkest timeline, people.
We've all been there. I'm more and more suspecting it's going towards an evil party thing, even though they said it's not going to be.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
So then we got Clay and Bo. Clay and Bo are going down dressed as guards to the torture chamber, essentially, and I'm going to roll some deception.
Yeah, there's a trap door. They managed to unhook the trap.
Yeah.
And now they're going to go down and try and just distract the guard.
Yeah.
Really.
And they do pretty well with some great rolls. And eventually get the guard out of there and lure him upstairs.
It was the guard that we're referring to was the replacement of for the Iron Shepherds that they killed.
Yeah.
So we don't really know any details of this particular person. We'll assume that's the replacement that they got after they killed the other guy on the road.
Yeah.
The same episode Molly died.
Yeah. Essentially, they succeed in their task. And we get a nice wrap-up of the episode with some beautiful role-play, especially from Suma Lee playing Neela. I just wrote, Neela's RP is next level. She really digs deep and creates quite a beautiful moment with the cast, which is not easy as a one-shot character, because you've only been there...
And also with the NPCs.
Yes.
Like, what was the NPCs that she met?
Sorry?
Well, the NPCs that she met. The reason why she left the game.
I don't know.
Sorry about that cut.
Yeah, there's technical difficulty. I kicked the camera.
Sorry about that cut. It was technical difficulties. Anyway, so Neela has that great moment with the NPCs.
Yeah, she finds her son and her partner, rescues them. They're a bit tortured, so they're a bit weak, but they managed to get them out of there.
Yes, and it was a very it was the moment for her to shine and for her to say goodbye as well. After 2 episodes with this character, she completed the goal. And kind of convinced Clay also to stay behind and to continue on to hopefully save their friends. And
actually, Critical Role is the first game she's ever played of D&D or tabletop. She had a 3-hour session with her friend who, when he found out her first role was going to be Critical Role, he was like, dude, you've got to come and play. We've got to get you ready for this. So being able to do that level of role play in your 3rd ever session, 3rd, 4th ever session,
something like that.
That's impressive, especially for a one-shot. And I was actually like hanging on her words. I thought that she did absolutely beautifully.
Yeah, and then we end the episode of them about to find 2 more cages, possibly having our party members in there. We do not know, but we're going to fight some more Iron Shepherds. It looks like at the beginning of the episode.
So that's it. That's the episode. We'll do some official comment reading things, but I'd just like to say thank you to everyone that's been supporting us out there. It gives us something to do in our lives, meaning in this spinning void of eternal darkness, which is really fun because we get to engage with people from all around the world and talk about one of our favourite topics, Dungeons and Dragons.
What Critical Role?
Yeah, and
I don't really care about Dungeons and Dragons. Critical Role's very good.
I've actually met a critter from the USA who's become my pen pal, and we bonded over Critical Role as our common kind of thing to chat about. So you can go out there in the world and do that too.
I won't do that because I've got too much in my life at the moment.
He's very busy.
I am.
Yes.
And that's not being sarcastic.
Nope, it's hard to hear my voice without hearing an intonation of sarcasm.
We always have sarcasm, but
He's legit. I'm running off his feet.
I'm working every day.
Yes.
Help me.
And doing the editing.
Help me.
Because I suck at editing.
Anyway.
Let's go our comments. Right.
So,
I don't know why I kept my phone.
While Ollie gets his phone and I have mine prepared subtly, no,
it's in this pocket here.
I have a comment from Half-Wit.
Don't degrade yourself. I'm sure you have at least an entire wit.
Well, imagine if he has the intelligence of an entire wit and he's a half-wit. So if he was a whole one, he'll be a genius.
Wow.
Ever think about that?
It's 160, right, on the IQ?
Anyway.
Or is it 140? Continue.
Anyway, so their comment is, I don't like kick. I think they mean keg. Just for the record.
Don't think that's... yeah.
Yeah, I think it's keg. Anyway, I believe a lot of people have grown instantly attached to her for one of 2 reasons.
Sure.
Are fans of her work and want to see more of her, or due to the other cast members missing or dead and are attaching themselves to anything of comfort. I disagree. I like Ashley.
Yes,
but
I love Life is Strange.
If I didn't like the character, I would say it.
Yeah, and this is true, and I will vouch for that, and I will call that as no bullshit. That's absolutely true. If he didn't, he would.
Yeah.
And Keg is fantastic. He's got heart and soul and depth and character and is
I would like to see more kind of history of Keg.
Yeah.
Keg. I called it keg, just like they did. But I think we haven't had an opportunity to dive more on that because once Keg got introduced, then we had the big emotional Molly thing, and then we had another guest character join, and Neela has kind of had the forefront of the majority of time since then, in terms of guest characters having the forefront. So I think next episode is just the live show. I think that's when that is Ashley's last show. I'm not sure, because I said about 4 episodes, this is the 3rd one. But hopefully we get something there at least to tease us to what's going to come later on.
And if Travis and Laura aren't going to be there for the next however long because of Baby Blam, then I honestly think I would love to see Keg join. It looks like we've already said goodbye to Neela, but maybe Sumali could come back. I would love Keg to become
They did
a
leave
member.
quite a lot of hints that she will be back.
At some point.
But I don't, at this point, based on what I know about Keg, I do not want Keg to join permanently. That's how I feel at the moment
I think it would be great. But yeah, and my comment is from Malas Talonswift. Talonswift is a great last name. Let's not argue, boys. Trunks is clearly the best Super Saiyan. Well, hey, no, actually you're right. Trunks comes back from the future and messes up Frieza in an absolutely badass moment. No, I agree. Trunks all the way.
I think I like Baby Trunks because it was voiced by Laura, and I'm a Critical Role supporter. And I like Critical Role better than Ollie does, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I made that point.
Yep. Just pointing out how much better you are than people is a great way to make friends. Anyway, that's us for this episode of NPCs of Wildemount.
Yeah, sorry about our rambling all over the place. We've had a weird day.
Yes.
We're both tired.
Yes.
So thank you for putting up with this long.
And we've had a whole lot of coffee as well.
Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to our channel because we want you to subscribe. Next week, you're going to see a different poster here. Ooh. And it may have already arrived and I can't pick it up yet because I can't get to the post office. But it will be here next week for that, and you'll see a brand new poster here. Look out for that.
So make sure you tune in for that.
Yes.
You wouldn't want to miss that. I know what it is and I'm very excited to see it.
It's an addition to our set because we never really add anything to the set. We should add more things to the set because it's a very empty set.
I just picked up Mordekainen's, Stone Movers Mordekainen's? Yeah, Mordekainen's. I don't know what the...
It's got not really nothing to do with Critical Role though.
No, not really. Oh, no, not really.
It's D&D, I guess.
It's close enough.
Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll leave a comment down below of what you thought of the episode, and we'll probably mention your comment next time.
And remember, I'm off to Japan in a month and a half. If you want to follow my adventures, there's a link to my Facebook page that'll be documented.
And your YouTube channel?
Yeah. No.
So it sounds too disappointed.
No, jump on the Facebook because that's more active at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Thank you, nerds. We love you.
That was a weird ending.
I know, it was strange.
We kind of just rolled off.
Up and then,
yeah.
We got a lot to film.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have an Oreo. Hi.
So Ollie's discovered my Nerf guns that I've just reloaded. He's just realised he doesn't know how to reload them. Oh, whoa. Yes. So I recently got bullets for the guns. I found them really cheap.
Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't mean to get you in the head.
Yeah, you got me several times in the head.
Sorry, we'll start it again.
No, I didn't. Oh, I was going to keep going. Okay, never mind.